the Angeles family. Mr. Angeles' homecoming from his periodic inspection trips was always an occasion for celebration, but his homecoming from a trip to the south was fated to be more memorable than any of the others he had written from Maribeles. Nana Emilia read the letter that morning, and again, every time she had a chance to leave the kitchen. In the evening, when all the children were home from school, she had asked her oldest son Jose to read the letter at the dinner table. The children became very much excited about that maths and talked about them until late into the night. This she wrote her husband when she labored over a reply to him for days after the maths continued to be the chief topic of conversation among the children. Finally, from Lopez, Mr. Angeles wrote again. The letter was read aloud during the noon meal. Talk about the maths flared up again like wildfire. The children knew what they were talking about. They knew just what a decorative mat was like. It was not anything new or strange in their experience. That was why they were so excited about the matter. They had such a mat in the house, one they seldom used, a mat older than any of them. This mat had been given to Nana Emilia by her mother when she and Mr. Angeles were married, and it had been with them ever since.
These are the maths meeting. This, I believe, is yours meeting.
It is beautiful, Jaime. It is beautiful.
And this is for you, sir.
Thank you, pa.
You are not allowed to use this math until the year of your internship. And this is for you, Miss Lee.
How on earth are they going to weave all of the letter of my name into my mat?
And this is yours, Antonio. And this is yours, Alfonso. And this is yours, Susan. And this, I know, is my own.
It was a very beautiful mat, not really meant to be ordinary use. It had green leaf borders and a lot of gigantic red roses woven into it.
You are not allowed to use these mats until you go to the universities.
But Jaime,
Yes, Emilia. Do you think I forgot it? Do you think I forgot it? And this is for you, Josefina. This is for you, Victoria. This is for you, Concepcion.
you know Jaime, you didn't have to.
The stories petered out and the dinner was over. Putting away the dishes and wiping the table clean did not all seem tedious. Yet Nana Emilia and the children, although they did not show it, were all on edge about the mats. Finally, after a long time over his cigar, Mr. Angeles rose from his seat at the head of the table and crossed the room to the corner where his luggage had been piled. From the heap of disengaged a ponderous bundle, taking it under one arm. He walked to the middle of the room where the light was brightest. He dropped the bundle and bending over and balancing himself on his toes. He strained at the cord that bound it. It was strong, would not break, would not give way. He tried working at the knots. His fingers were clumsy, they had begun shaking. He raised his head, breathing heavily, to ask for the scissors.
They should never be allowed to play in the streets, and you older ones should not stay out late at night.
Nana Emilia and her eldest girl, who had long returned from the kitchen, were watching the proceedings quietly. One swift movement with the scissors, snip, and the bundle was loose. Turning to Nana Emilia and Mr. Angeles joyfully cried. Nana Emilia stepped forward to the light, wiping her still moist hands against the folds of her skirt, and with a strangely young shyness received the mat. The children watched the spectacle silently, and then broke into delighted, though a little conscious, laughter. Nana Emilia unfolded the mat without a word. It was a beautiful mat to her mind, even more beautiful than the one she had received from her mother on her wedding day. There was a name in the very center of it, Emilia. The mat was rather simply decorated. The design is almost austere, and the only colors used were purple and gold. The letters of the name Jaime were in purple. Marcelina was the oldest. She had always thought her name too long. It had been one of her worries with regard to the mat. She had asked for almost everyone in the family. Now it delighted her to see her whose name spelled out on the mat, even if the letters were a little small. Besides, there was a device above her name which pleased Marcelina very much. It was in a form of lyre, finely done in three colors. Marcelina was a student of music and was quite a proficient pianist. Jose was the second child. He was a medical student already in the third year at medical school. Over his name, the symbol of Esculapius was woven into the mat. Mat after mat is unfolded. On each of the children's mat, there was somehow an appropriate device. At least, all the children had been shown their individual mats. The air was filled with their excited talk, and through it all, Mr. Angeles was saying over and over again in his deep voice. Also, he had spoken as if from a deep, grudgingly silent, long bewildered sorrow. Nana Emilia shivered once or twice, bowed her head, gripped her clasped hands between her tights. His voice had risen shrill, almost hysterical. It was also stern and sad, and somehow vindictive. Mr. Rangles had spoken almost as if he were a stranger. The children heard the words exploding in silence. They wanted to turn away and not see the face of their father, but they could neither move nor look away.
Have our own names woven into them and ascribe colors.
His eyes held them. His voice held them where they were. They seemed rooted to the spot. There was a terrible hush. The remaining mats were unfolded in silence. Silence. The names which were with infinite slowness revealed seemed strange and stranger still. The colors not bright but deathly dull. The separate letters spelling out the names of the dead among them did not seem to glow or shine with a festive sheen as did the other living names.
sa akin yun.
I like nanay ko.
A do ba do ba do, do ba do ba do.